for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
A blockbuster trade is being negotiated right now. To get the missing piece for a ring, the Yankees might have to sacrifice one of our top future talents. The question is the risk worth it? To understand every detail of the trade that will define our entire season, subscribe now and don't miss our exclusive breakdown. What's going on, Yanks Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Right here, straight from the heart of the Bronx, I'm bringing you the deepest analysis and the intel that truly matters to us, the fans of the pinstripes. Today, we've got two massive topics that are defining the course of our season. The first is a performance that will go down in history, one of those nights we'll be telling our kids and grandkids about. And the second is a crossroads, a decision our front office has to make that could either lead us to glory or leave us wondering what could have been. Let's dive right in because the time is now. The season is in full swing and every game, every move counts. Let's start with our captain, our giant Aaron Judge. On Friday night, what we saw in the field wasn't just a good defensive outing. What we, the bleacher creatures and all of Yanks Nation, witnessed was a true defensive masterpiece, the single best defensive game of Aaron Judge's Major League Baseball career. And I don't say that lightly. We're talking about a player who's already a legend, a man who's having arguably the greatest offensive season for a right-handed hitter in the history of baseball. He's already gotten us used to the monumental home runs, the hits that seem to defy physics. But what he did on Friday with a glove on his hand was on another level, a demonstration that his greatness transcends the batter's box. It was a statement that he is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most complete and spectacular players to ever wear these pinstripes. The magical night began with an act of pure thievery against Kyle Tucker. Tucker sent a high, deep fly ball, the kind that 99% of the time ends up in the stands, a surefire home run. The opposing fans were already on their feet, the crack of the bat echoing like a death sentence. But Judge didn't give up. He raced back to the right field wall, tracking the ball's trajectory with the precision of a computer, and then at the last second, he leaped. It wasn't just any jump, it was an elevation, a suspension in midair that seemed to last an eternity. With his arm extended over the fence, he literally snatched the ball out of the air, an instant before a desperate fan tried to catch it. It was a spectacular robbery, a play that not only saved a home run, but injected an incredible energy into the stadium and our dugout. It was the personification of the phrase, never give up on a play. But our captain's defensive symphony was just getting started. As if robbing a home run wasn't enough for one night, he decided to showcase his versatility. In another inning with the game tense and the opponent threatening, a wicked line drive was hit. One of those sinking liners that seemed destined to fall for a base hit and start a rally. The ball shot off the bat like a rocket, low and fast. Judge, reading the play instantly, didn't hesitate. He launched himself into the air in a perfect horizontal dive, stretching out every inch of his 6'7" frame. The glove kissed the grass, and somehow the ball was nestled inside. End of the inning. Threat neutralized. The stadium erupted. It was a display of agility and instinct that many didn't think a player his size could possess. He covered the ground with the speed of a gazelle and the determination of a lion. And to cap off his legendary performance, the final act came at the most critical moment of the game. Late innings, runners on base, pressure at its absolute peak. A long fly ball was hit to the corner of right field, the so-called coffin corner, the toughest area to cover at Yankee Stadium. It was a ball that seemed destined to drop, to perhaps tie or win the game for them. But Judge, once again, was there. He sprinted with breathtaking speed, covering an enormous amount of ground. And just when it looked like the ball would beat him, he dove again. Another spectacular full extension chest first slide on the grass to make the game-sealing catch. 3 elite defensive plays, 3 game-defining moments, all in a single night. Aaron Judge is, quite simply, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Period. He is the heart and soul of this Bronx Bombers team. And while he didn't need to show off his cannon of an arm that night, he reminded us all that his impact on the game is total. He can beat you with the bat, with the glove, with his speed, and with his baseball IQ. What a brilliant, brilliant player. A performance for the ages. A night that further solidifies his legacy as a Yankees icon. Now, let's shift focus from individual celebration to collective need. Aaron Judge's masterful performance reminds us of the caliber of talent we have at the top of our roster. But baseball is a team sport, and even a Superman like Judge can't carry the entire team on his back every single night. This brings us directly to our most vulnerable spot, our biggest headache this 2025 season, third base. And this is where the back channel conversations, the intel I've been gathering, become crucial. The name echoing through the halls of Yankee Stadium and in conversations among executives is Eugenio Suarez of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And my friends, he would be an absolutely perfect addition for the Bronx Bombers. Let's look at the facts. The numbers don't lie. Third base has been a black hole in our lineup. We need production, we need firepower from that position. Eugenio Suarez doesn't just fill that gap, he blows it up. This season, he leads all third basemen in the league with 29 home runs. 29! Let that number sink in. On top of that, he boasts a .873 OPS, a stat that combines on-base ability with slugging power. To put that in perspective, that number would instantly make him our second most productive hitter, behind only the incomparable Aaron Judge. Imagine adding that kind of consistent production to the middle of our lineup. It would be transformative. We, the Yanks Nation, have already seen firsthand just how devastating Suarez can be. We don't need to look at scouting reports or highlight reels. We have the scar to prove it. Back in April, right here in our own Yankee Stadium, he dealt us a world of hurt. The game was tight. We were holding a 4-3 lead in the 8th inning. The win seemed in hand. And then with the bases loaded, Eugenio Suarez stepped to the plate and hit a grand slam. A soul-crushing blow that turned the game on his head, flipping our lead into a 7-5 loss to the Diamondbacks. It was one of those losses that stings, that sticks with you. But it was also a clear demonstration of the kind of player he is. A game changer, a clutch performer who thrives under pressure. So the logic of pursuing Suarez is impeccable. If the Diamondbacks do decide to sell, and the signs are pointing that way, we won't be the only ones in line. Several other contending teams will want his services too, even knowing he's set to become a free agent after the season. He's the type of rental piece that can put a team over the top. However, and here's the rub, the major hurdle, the price. As reported by NJ Advanced Media's Max Goodman on Friday, the package Arizona seems to be looking for in a potential Suarez trade is, to put it mildly, a king's ransom. And when I say expensive, I'm talking about a price that will make us uncomfortable. A person with knowledge of the Diamondbacks' deadline strategy told NJ Advanced Media that Arizona would covet a high-end prospect like right-hander Cam Schlittler or, and hold your breath, outfielder Spencer Jones. Yes, Spencer Jones. Let's digest that. Spencer Jones is currently our number 2 prospect in the entire system, according to MLB Pipeline. He's viewed as a future star, a 5-tool player. Cam Schlittler, meanwhile, is ranked 10th but has been on a meteoric rise. So much so that he just made his big league debut on Wednesday, and Arizona's wish list doesn't stop there. Other names that could appeal to them are Rafael Flores, a catching prospect, and Carlos Lagrange, a hard-throwing right-handed pitcher. Both are currently at AA Somerset and are considered top 10 prospects in our system by Baseball America. Lagrange, at just 22 years old, has been turning heads with his development. The point is, to get Suarez, we'd have to part with a significant piece of our future. Giving up a talent like Spencer Jones for a 3-month rental player is a tough pill to swallow. It's the classic battle between win-now immediacy and long-term sustainability. The Yankees will have to get uncomfortable if they want to get this deal done. And for all intents and purposes, acquiring a player of Suarez's caliber seems like a very valid goal. The front office, led by Brian Cashman, is at a crossroads. What do? Go all in to win now, to capitalize on Judge's historic season, or protect our assets for the future? That's the million-dollar question, and the answer will define our fate come October. So, here we are at the epicenter of the dilemma every great team faces. On one hand, we have the divine performance of Aaron Judge, a generational talent playing at the absolute peak of his powers, showing us night in and night out that the championship window is wide open. On the other hand, We have a glaring weakness on our roster and a clear but costly solution on the market. The question of bringing Eugenio Suarez to the Bronx transcends a simple baseball transaction. It speaks to the philosophy and ambition of the 2025 New York Yankees. In my analysis, and I've been following this team for decades, in moments like these, great teams act boldly. We are the evil empire, not because we're timid or conservative. We are the Bronx Bombers because we have historically always gone after the best talent to win championships. And right now, with the AL East so competitive and the postseason looming, hesitation could be fatal. Waiting or banking on internal solutions that haven't worked so far would be a disservice to the season that Judge and other players are having. It would be like having a Formula One car in the garage but skimping on the tires. You just don't do it. The thought of trading Spencer Jones hurts. It hurts a lot. I see his potential. We all do. He has the size, power, and athleticism to be a star for this team for many years. Giving up a prospect of that caliber for a 3-month rental goes against the long-term team building manual. However, championship flags fly forever, and the truth is prospects are just that, promises. Eugenio Suarez is a certainty. He's a proven producer at the highest level, a player who fills our biggest need immediately and emphatically. Sometimes, to reach the mountaintop, you have to make painful sacrifices. You have to be willing to risk it. If the front office can negotiate a package that involves maybe Cam Schlittler or Carlos Lagrange and other secondary pieces, that would be an ideal scenario. But if Arizona holds firm and demands Spencer Jones, Brian Cashman will have to make the toughest call of the season. He'll have to weigh the bright future of one young player against the very real chance to win a 28th World Series title right now. My take, as a fan who craves another championship parade through Manhattan, is that you have to make the trade. With Judge playing like a baseball god, with Garrett Cole leading our rotation, the time to win is now. We cannot squander this opportunity. Championship windows in professional sports are fragile and can close unexpectedly. We have to be aggressive. We have to be the Yankees that the baseball world has learned to fear. Bringing in Suarez would be a signal to the rest of the league that we're not just here to compete, we're here to dominate. So, to boil it all down for you, the diehards of Yanks Nation, we have our captain, Aaron Judge, delivering one of the most complete individual seasons we have ever seen, dominating on both offense and defense. This creates a responsibility for our front office to put the best possible team around him to go for the title. The missing piece is an impact third baseman, and Eugenio Suarez is the best name available. The price is steep, potentially costing us one of our crown jewels in Spencer Jones. The decision comes down to a gamble, the promising future of one player versus the immediate glory of a championship. It's a decision that will define legacies, both for the players on the field and the executives in the front office. And now, I want to hear from you, the lifeblood of this team. From the most hardcore bleacher creatures to the fans all around the world. What would you do in this situation? Would you pull the trigger? Are you willing to trade Spencer Jones for Eugenio Suarez and a real shot at winning the World Series this year? Or do you prefer to protect our future assets and take our chances with what we have? This is the discussion that matters right now. Leave your comments below. I read every single one and I want to know what Yanks Nation is thinking. If you value this straight shooting, no nonsense analysis, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have that notification bell turned on. That way, you won't miss any breaking news or deep dive analysis like this. We're in this journey together. Let's go, Yanks!